Good morning, you badass motherfuckers. It's the All on Me, the morning drinking show. I'm your host, Greg, getting on this motherfucker live again on Sunday morning. Sunday morning. Wake up, sunshine. Wake up. Whether it's cloudy or not, it's time to wake the fuck up. Because we trying to inspire motherfuckers to do what? Either turn your ass around, live your best life, challenge yourself to become the best version of what? Yourself. Most of y'all motherfuckers ain't living to your fullest potential, right? This is the first time I'm coming to you live from the fucking ranch, the ranch in northern New Mexico. I love this place. So much gratitude for this sanctuary. I'm grateful to be here, grateful to be alive this morning. Right? It's not just about Thanksgiving, right? I'm grateful for the struggles, motherfuckers. The struggles. I wouldn't be where I'm at now if I wasn't there at one point in my life, man. Hitting that fucking rock bottom, motherfuckers. Hitting rock motherfucking bottom. Ain't none of you were there. Trust me. It's a lonely fucking journey in this world. Even if you got huge family, all this shit, the emotional stuff we deal with, God, it's a lonely journey, and it stirs me up, man. It don't break my heart, but it it compels me to get on here, man, and try to inspire some of you when I see you motherfuckers breaking down mentally and emotionally, suffering, and especially those of you that got no discipline. You got to put all your fucking concerns and your worries and your anguish and your hurt and your heartbreak out there to the world, right? You got to tell everybody about how your life's going, how your relationship fell out, how your husband or wife has left you, or how they cheated on you, or all the bad shit, man. And it's like, no, nobody gives a fuck. I'm sorry, guys. But people just don't give a fuck. Like, yeah, we want to read about it. Sure, if you got nosy motherfuckers in your life, sure, they want to read about your fucking heartbreak and all your fucking issues in your life. I mean, but at the end of the day, they may comment, hey, you know, call upon the Lord, or pray about it. I'll pray for you. I'll bless you, or like, take care of yourself. Don't be so hard. I mean, they'll give you words of encouragement. Most people are pretty decent, right? People are going to give you some words of encouragement, but that only goes so far, right? And it wasn't until I realized that in this life, you got to be prepared to do what? Self fucking rescue. Right here, man. Self rescue. Ain't nobody coming to your fucking aid. It just don't work that way. I don't know why, but it just don't. Right? This journey is a journey of self-discovery. It's a spiritual journey, right? We got to figure out who the fuck we are. All you motherfuckers freaking out. It's all on me. This guy's the biggest fucking narcissist, self-centered, egotistical motherfucker, whatever. Come at me with that bullshit. It ain't about that, right? But it's about truly knowing who the fuck you are. What makes you tick? What makes you cry? What makes your heart break? What makes you fucking feel alive, motherfuckers? And we got to write this shit down and figure it out. And when we are suffering, when we are hurting, right? When we're all alone, when we're feeling like fucking no one's there for us, that's the real shit. That is the real life shit, motherfuckers. It's not just when you're feeling the highest of highs, when you're orgasmic in love and bliss and feeling accepted. It's when you're fucking all alone, when you're heartbroken, when you're crushed, right? When your dreams start falling apart, that's when the fucking real life shit happens. That's when your character comes out. And that's, even when you talk about relationships, I'm going to tone down, right? That's going to be the new Greg for 23. I'm going to try to tone down. Most of y'all motherfuckers can't handle the battle rattle, man, coming at you fucking hard. And that's the world we live in. That's the thing. But I don't like to just yell at motherfuckers. I just get fired the fuck up, man. I'm fired up here in the ranch, man. This place is so tranquil. It's so peaceful, right? I can hear my heartbeat right now if I just be quiet. I can hear my heartbeat. I can hear my lungs breathe, right? That's a special place to be, man, because most of us, it's noise. It's so much noise, man. We get uncomfortable in places like this where it's peaceful, where it's quiet, where you can't just like get distracted by all kinds of bullshit. You gotta fucking check in and go deep, motherfuckers. But it breaks it, you know, it hurts me when I see motherfuckers suffering out there, psychological, right? And you know, we got to learn how to deal with that shit, to do the self-rescue, especially when we're just fucking bitching and complaining, man. Right? Putting all our fucking woes out there, all our worries, all our heartbreak, all our bullshit, you know. Poor me, wah, wah, wah. It's like no one gives a fuck. It's just the honest truth, right? And the reason why, you know, it's not that people don't give a fuck. It's just no one's gonna give a fuck to fix you and to like make that pain go away. But that's what we want, right? When we're alone, when we're feeling lonely, when we're feeling rejected, when we're feeling fucking just like overwhelmed and no one there to like fix it and to heal it and to like show us the love and the affection and the comfort we want and we desire and we probably even deserve, right? When no one's there for those days, and trust me, I've had many dark nights of the soul, right? I've wanted to delete my fucking life, right? Just to delete it. Say, who the fuck cares? Ain't nobody give a fuck about this motherfucker, right? They ain't gonna miss me. And the truth is, they probably, you know, there's gonna be some that do, but life goes on. And so that's where you have to dig deep, and you gotta do the work. You gotta build the fucking relationship with yourself, right? Quit counting on other motherfuckers. Quit expecting someone else to fix you, to rescue you, to save you. I saw someone that posted a meme the other day that was like, you know, my whole life, right? The inner child, the whole life was waiting for someone to rescue. Little did I know that it was going to take the adult version of myself to do the rescuing. You got to save your fucking self. And I know that's contrary to all you fucking churchgoers and believers and all this shit, but I see you guys. I see some very faithful, zealous, you know, just very, very faithful religious people that are still suffering. And it's like, why is God not doing the trick on you? Why hasn't God healed your pain? Why is he making you continue to suffer? Right? Does God just, is it take him too long, or can he just fix you in a heartbeat? And my experience, you guys, my experience is that it just don't work that way, right? There are these deep wounds, emotional wounds, you guys. We got some emotional wounds going on under the surface, deep down, deep fucking down in our souls, right? That have really been etched in our fucking souls from the earliest times of our life. And yet here you are as an adult, right? Still acting and falling back into a program that you used for survival when you truly were helpless, right? When you were a child, you were at the the mercy and the will of caregivers. Define whatever you want as a caregiver. And when they neglected you, when they silenced you, when they punished you, right? When they didn't give you an opportunity to be fucking seen and heard, most of us living in those types of environments, we really we shut down, right? We shut ourselves down. But that type of behavior from caregivers makes us even more codependent on the external, right? So we grew up our whole lives in these codependent relationships, thinking that for you to feel worthy, for you to feel valuable, for you to feel loved, for you to feel special, that someone else has to show you that affection, right? We've programmed ourselves that in order for us to be accepted, in order for us to feel like life matters, that someone else or something else needs to give us that validation. And that's what fucks a lot of us up as adults, because we're finding that that shit doesn't work, because people can come and go freely unless we do in a hostage situation. Please don't be doing that shit, right? Right. And it's a sad fucking psychological mess that we find ourselves in, right? And who's to blame, right? Who the fuck's to blame? I don't know. The creator, right? Are we to blame? Right? That's like the questions I have about the faith and all this shit is like, did we choose this? Right? There's a school of thought that says, hey, if your life is really fucking hard right now, mentally, emotionally, physically, whatever it is, if your life is very difficult, there's something inside of me that says, before we were like spawned into this world, we chose that path. We chose this difficult, grueling experience so that we could do what? We could become the greatest version of ourselves, so that we could truly awaken to the highest form of ourselves. Because what I've realized is that when I started to surrender, right, and stop resisting the challenges, right, I talked about earlier this week, embracing challenging situations, allowing yourself to embrace very difficult, very challenging situations. Most of us want to avoid it. We want it easy, and we get upset because why the fuck is my life so difficult? Right? And it's difficult because it's psychological, because you just want it to be easy. You just want your bank account to be full, right? You want people to love you from every fucking angle, right? And you just want, like, you don't want to have to work for it. You don't want to have to put effort out there. You just want everything to just happen the way that you want it to happen, right? Just naturally, just have it all happen perfect. And I don't know why it don't work that way, you guys, right? The struggle's real. But also the fact that, guess what? No one's going to come and save your ass. No one's coming to save you. You got to fucking self-rescue, right? And it's so important to realize that. I know that there's a lot of you that are suffering in relationships. Trust me, I was there. I had a 21-year relationship in the form of a marriage expire. Last year, I'm actually kind of commemorating a 1-year breakup, right? It's like I was in another serious relationship post-marriage and post-divorce. And I've learned a lot about myself in this past year, right? Choosing to be single, choosing to live a life of saying, look, man, I'm going to figure myself out, right? Because for way too much time, I've always tried to find someone else to fill the void. And I know I hurt a lot of people, but I'll be honest with you. I know a lot of people that have a codependent, toxic, right, unhealthy relationship with your definition, not mine. Let's not compare, but your definition of God, of creator, of universe, right? I see it. Y'all are just waiting for God to do all these things. And God's like, didn't he already create everything? He created you. He's given you the gift, the ability of life, of putting thought into action, right? And if there's something that's not aligned in your life, you sitting there and thinking God's going to move all the pieces for you, and you just get to sit there and just fucking veg out. Like, it don't work that way. You got to start taking action. So instead of sitting there and licking your wounds, right? That sucker ass shit, right? Crying a fucking river. What are you going to do? If you're heartbroken right now, I love somebody. There's somebody that I respect. That's a big motivator right now. And he says, look, if you're suffering right now, right? If you're heartbroken, if you feel like your heart's broken, you've been rejected, that's a good thing, right? Because now you have the freedom and no motherfucking excuses to go and become the greatest version of yourself. And I've been preaching this same shit for a fucking year myself, right? It's time to go to work. right? If you're a dude and you're all heartbroken about some girl, right, that left you heartbroken, lied to you, cheated on you, broke your heart, whatever the circumstances was, go get your ass in the fucking gym, man. Go fucking put in the work. Go get that six pack, right? And when you get the six pack, then come back and keep complaining, right? But you got to go put in the six pack. If you're a woman, right, don't just jump into another relationship, right? Women, you guys got guys fucking jumping all over you right now. Guys, it's not the same for men. Men and women have a very different scenario when it comes to the dating relationship, attracting partners, all kinds of stuff. But women, it's the same for you, right? Heal your past trauma, right? Heal the wounds of your past. Put in the effort to really like find that wholeness in yourself, to validate yourself, to get past saying, you know, I don't need this person, right, to feel good about myself. But every single person out there listening to this can benefit from increased physical fitness, especially when you are down and depressed. Fuck, man, go get those endorphins kicking. Get out there and start working out, exercising. Invest in you. If you don't have that person to occupy your time and to have you just sitting around Netflixing and fucking chilling every night, get your ass in the gym. Get your ass in a fucking class, right? That's physically fit, and just double, triple down. Turn that into your life. And eventually you'll be in a place where then the right person may come into your life. It's an interesting thing. I read an article today that Gen X and baby boomers are at an all-time high for living alone in this day and age. Like back in the 1960s, there was only like 77% of the adult population 50 and over were living solo. In 22, that number is up to like 36%. And it's actually 60% women living alone, like in 3-bedroom homes, because, you know, smaller living arrangements just don't exist. So it's becoming more and more a reality that either we just don't tolerate each other, the way society has kind of ripped apart, you know, marriage and relationships. It's a shit show, man. Like trying to connect with people, this ghosting and fucking rejection, and you know, everybody has to fit. You're either the perfect person or I'm not even gonna respond to you, and it's fucked. And we've all experienced it, guys. Like you're not the only person. If you're trying to like make a new connection, kindle a new romance in your life, and you're feeling like you're getting rejected, it's not about your looks. It's not about your fitness. It's not about your wealth. It's not about anything other than, look, that's the environment of people, and it sucks, and everybody's experiencing it. Because if you're honest with yourself, if you're in that environment, right, the single adult life, post-divorce, post-whatever, look, we've all done this. You've rejected people and people have rejected you. And we're all playing this fucking game and then acting as if somehow it's a reflection on who we are. Well, maybe collectively, yes. But at the end of the day, I think it's even just a calling, an energetic, universal calling for people to go inwards as opposed to outwards. And it's not until you go deeper inwards that you then figure out who the fuck you are. You know, this shit is crazy. But I really believe this is the time that motherfuckers need to go inwards and really start to cultivate a dialogue with themselves on the inside, to really heal the old wounds of the past, to really find that wholeness, that worthiness, that value that is within. And it's not going to happen by having other motherfuckers all around you, distracting you from yourself. And so it's a tough life, right? We live in tough times. There's a lot of uncertainty in this time, right? We have uncertainty in our politics, in our economics, right? In our communities, right? Globally, locally. And who knows what's next, right? Who the fuck knows what is next? What is 23 present to us? What is tomorrow? What is today present? And that's why, look, you got to realize what you can and cannot control. Did you hear that? There are things you can and cannot control. And one of the things you can control, right, is your attitude. One of the things you can control is the amount of time you're willing to invest, right, in improving your mental health, your emotional health, your physical health. One of the things, those are three things actually, three things that you can improve, that you can change, right? Mental health, emotional health, physical health. And any efforts and investment that you put in any of those three categories, right, will ultimately improve the quality of your life. And it usually starts with what? Simple things, man. Simple shit to improve mental health, right? Spending some time, buy a fucking 99-cent fucking journal, a 99-cent notebook at the dollar store, and a fucking free pen at the wherever. And for you to literally every day just start writing down your feelings, your thoughts, and seeing how fucking hard you are on yourself. Some of us, we're just hard as fuck on ourselves because we have an expectation, right? We had dreams, and those dreams fucking turn into nightmares. Holy shit. And I wish that life wouldn't be so harsh for some people, for most of us, but it is, right? That's something we can't change, right? You definitely can't change what's happened in your past that has led you to a low point mentally, physically, and emotionally. And really, you could add energy too, but the energy is really the byproduct of those things. So if you're mentally hard on yourself, if you're emotionally hard on yourself, and if you're physically fucking defeated, right? Then guess what? The energy that you're walking around with is very low vibration. It's very negative. It's very doom and gloom. It's very cloudy, and it's not attractive. But if you start to invest in your mental and your mental health, your emotional health, and your physical health, and you start to really improve the quality of those things, guess what? Your vibration, right, lifts up, and ultimately, right, you feel more energetic. You feel more attractive. You feel more centered on yourself to where you don't need a motherfucker to validate you. You are going to be comfortable in your own skin. You're going to feel safe and secure. And here's the thing. So many of us, we want someone else to come and love us. But here's the thing. If the love that you have been receiving recently or currently, right, is causing you more pain and suffering than it is bliss and all the things that we dream of, then guess what that says? That says that that's a reflection of you, because you only attract what you are. That's the law of attraction. You cannot fucking go around that. If you are attracting shitty love, right? Undependable love, unreliable love, right? Ghosting love, rejecting type love from others. That is what you are, motherfuckers. And we don't want to look ourselves in the mirror and take accountability, but that's the it's all on me mindset. You got to take ownership of your fucking life. 100%. 100% ownership of everything that's happened to you. Yes, I know people have done bad things to you, right? They've hurt you. Criminal shit sometimes, right? Abuse, all this stuff. You still don't get to sit there and fucking lick your wounds and say, I'm a victim. I can't believe that this was, permitted to happen to me, right? And I'm going to sit here and dwell on it for the rest of my life. I'm going to be negatively impacted by shit I can't change. right? For the rest of my life. That's what some of you guys are doing, because someone needs to save me, right? This other person hurt me, and now I'm sitting here in my hurt, and I'm going to stay here in my fucking hurt, in my pain, in my suffering, until someone else, super special, super loving, super kind, super caring, super compassionate, super empathetic, super healthy, and secure, is going to come and rescue me in my misery, in my pain, in my self fucking deprecating fucking pain and suffering. What? It don't work that way, guys. It does not work that way. If you are fucking hurting right now, emotionally, you got to heal yourself. And this fucks up the religious beliefs, right? Because we think that, you know, Jesus saves, right? Maybe he does save for eternity, but he doesn't heal the fucking traumatic experiences in your heart. The shit that you're holding on to, there's blockages from the fucking traumatic shit that happened to you maybe at 1 year old, 2 years old, 5 years old. Some of this shit you don't even remember, but yet it's impacting you now as an adult. And Jesus is supposed to come into your life because you said a prayer, you went to one church service, or maybe you go every week, and he's supposed to just heal that. I haven't experienced that, you guys, right? And I gave that shit 100%, man, 100%. But I was still suffering. I didn't see me transforming, right? I didn't see me truly changing. And I didn't feel that I was a better human being as a result of being a fucking Christian card-carrying member, right? At the core of who I am, at the essence of who I am. And it hasn't been until this season of isolation, of separation, right? that I've really had to like face myself, right? And face all the shit that's happened to me and accept it. Acceptance is the biggest thing. And some of us, when we have to face, most of y'all motherfuckers don't want to face yourselves. That's why you'll sit there and watch the fucking tube for hours on end, celebrating my team, my show, this, that, this, that. Because guess what? It's still externalized. You don't have to look within. But when you fucking turn off the tube and all you do is like you spend time with yourself and you really meditate on it, you journal about it, you reflect conscientiously about the shit that's happened to you, but with eyes of compassion, right? Eyes of forgiveness. That's where real healing starts to take place, because you know, you're no longer in denial of your reality. So many of us are going around totally in denial of the circumstances of our lives. And it's a very difficult thing because we're embarrassed, we're ashamed, we're guilty, right? We feel terrible, right? About some of the things that have happened in our life. And we think that we've been told a lie. Let me just be honest. Like, you guys have been told a lie. One, if you think that Jesus is going to fucking heal it all, say a prayer, right? We can do the prayer right now. I'm not anti-religion. I just know that healing does not happen like a magic trick. It takes work. Healing is a painful process. Let me give you guys that clause right there. If you truly want to go on a healing journey, a mission to heal the trauma, right? The pain that you're carrying around. It's a pain. That alone is a very painful process. Healing is painful, you guys. But it's worth it. Every day it's worth it, because every experience that you can overcome from your past by accepting it, and by then becoming a better version of yourself, because what? You show up with real faith, which is forgiveness, forgiving people that have hurt you, forgiving people that neglected you, that abandoned you, right? That abused you. And that doesn't mean that it's okay that what they did is okay, right? But it's a conscientious thought that you accept it. And that you're not trying to change that it happened. You're not trying to ignore that it happened, or you're hoping that just time alone will distance you from the pain of it, right? It numbs it, but it's still very much there. And that's why so many of us don't want to go back into those memory banks that are deep in our hearts, deep in our souls, that we're carrying around. And you got to release it, guys. And the only way you're going to release it is by bringing it back to the forefront of your mind. And you almost have to kind of relive it from a mental and emotional standpoint to allow the emotions in that time to process now. And how do you do that? You check in. It's called your feeling flavors, right? If you have felt abandoned, right? If you have a rejection wounds, neglect wounds, abuse, whatever it is, you got to go back in there and really allow for those feelings that are very triggering, that are very painful, right? You got to allow them to come back to the surface, to take full hold of yourself. And you just got to sit there and you got to comfort yourself. You got to sit there and allow that to happen and say, it's okay to feel this way. We went through some major shit. It really hurt. We really cared about that person, and they walked out on us. They hurt us. They did this, they did that. And it's okay to have this as a feeling as a result. However, because I'm now willing to be courageous enough to face that emotional pain from the past, once you can feel it in a conscientious way, right? Then you can release it. That is where you start to release it. And it's not just a one and done thing. I've had to go back and re-examine certain really deep, painful, traumatic experiences multiple times over the course of years. And it's, like I said, it's a journey. And that's what I'm trying to get on here to inspire you guys to realize, is that ain't nobody gonna come and rescue you. No one's saving you, right? You got to save yourself. You have got to heal yourself. And if you need professional help, because I'm not over here trying to pretend to be a fucking therapist, right? I'm just giving you over 10 years of having been a patient of therapy, right? Having engaged in therapy for over 10 years, having to put down vices like alcohol and drugs, right? To be able to clear my mind so I can improve my mental health, right? Having to be able to go inward, check in with myself, right? Practices like yoga to be able to truly allow for my feelings and emotions to be able to improve, right? And then I've had to start taking my health and my fitness very serious, instead of just sitting there and stuffing my face, overeating with all the fucking comfort food that doesn't do a damn fucking bit of good. It just makes us feel worse and worse and worse. And it's like, usually I think even when I am feeling anxious, when I am feeling depressed, I know I don't know if I overeat, but I eat the wrong shit. I'm more compelled to eat junk food, guys. Like, I still have to really fucking discipline that. Really discipline it, because if I'm feeling anxious or I'm feeling lonely or I'm like feeling a little depressed, because that's life. It's just like waves, man. It's just like tides. It goes in and it goes out. And eventually, the more that you embrace the uncomfortableness of your emotions, because no one knows what you're feeling, right? The more that you embrace it, it's kind of like being a big wave rider, right? Surfers. This is a surfer analogy, right? There's some times where I wake up and I have these wild and crazy days that a year ago, right? This shit would have wiped me out. Imagine just a big surfer, right? I'm kind of thinking like Point Break, right? This monster fucking waves. That shit would have wiped me out, because it was just so much challenge, so many things coming at me from all these different directions, whether it was relationships, work situations, and all these different things. And it wiped me out. I would fucking snap. I'd freak out. And now I've learned how to just like say, this is not that big a deal. Big picture, right? Big picture, big picture. And the more you stick to the big picture, you learn how to ride that wave, right? And you just rip it. You just start fucking shredding the waves of emotions and the fucking challenges of life, right? And it becomes actually fun. Like, it's not that it's like you enjoy those days that fucking kick your ass and are challenging, but there's something to feel really good when you look back and say, holy shit, a year ago, this situation fucked me up. Now, it's not so bad. It's not so tough, right? I'm actually handling it better. And that you can feel proud of yourself. That's the other thing is, for like so many of us, we don't have a lot to be proud of. We're not chalking up wins because we think a win has to be what? A brand new job, winning the lottery, right? Finding the perfect fucking partner, right? Whatever it is, these big, huge fucking goals that we have in life, when really the things that stack us and lead us to those big, huge wins is finding the little wins in each and every day, right? Did you hit the gym today? Are you going to be physically fit? Do you have a fitness goal, a weight loss goal, a nutritional goal for not next year, for today, right? To the end of the year, that's going to transform your life, right? And if you check off those things every day, here's my program, 5 things every single day that keeps my cup full. It keeps me in a very positive, energetic state of being, right? Starting every day with positive affirmations, not getting on social media for like the first 30 minutes to an hour of the day, worrying about focusing on my intentions on the day, not letting the worries of the world, the fucking emptiness of my heart saying, oh man, like I don't have a relationship. I don't got a little, cuddle buddy right here. It's like, it's not the end of the world, right? Because I'm still improving the relationship with myself. And here's the beautiful thing, you guys. When I came out of a relationship a year ago, right? I really kind of started, like I had already been working this process of really healing myself, putting in the work because I knew what I needed, because I knew who I was that made me feel like shit, right? And I refused to accept that as being the result of my life. I knew that if I put in the work, that I could become a better version of myself. And I have seen that over the course of the year, so that I've had people come into my life, potential for relationships. But here's what's interesting is, if I go back 10 months ago, the people that were coming into my life, when I looked at these people and we were connecting, I'd be like, man, this person's just coming out of a relationship, broken pieces, almost like a rebound type situation. Well, guess what? I'm not judging that person. I always filter shit through myself because, again, I believe in the law of attraction. So when I could see brokenness in somebody else, guess what? That means that I was still broken, motherfuckers, right? And that I needed to go back in, right? Not just jump into another relationship with broken pieces. I needed to say, you know what? Now's not the time. It's nice to meet you. Have a nice day, right? And at least I did that. Motherfuckers ghosting, all this shit. People just leave. People just, beep. It's so easy. It's convenient. It is what it is. I at least try to have some dignity to communicate to people, hey, it's not going to work. But I could see that. And then if I go back 6 months, right? People putting in some work, right? Healing, right? Going through some process, but saying that it's still not quite there. Still not where I would like it to be, right? Because I know what I'm looking for and I know what I want. And what I'm looking for isn't outside. I'm looking for the result inside. I'm looking for how I react and respond in certain situations in the past that didn't serve me well, right? Where I would overreact or be confrontational or allow for my emotions to get the best of me. And so I wouldn't be looking external, but I would see people, I'd call somebody in, I'd be like, oh shit, okay, it's getting better, but we're still not there yet. I could tell you in the recent season I'm in now, man, the people that are coming into my life, much more healthier, much more fucking focused and clear and centered on themselves, right? Healthy, secure people are able to provide safe space, not where there's going to be enmeshment, right? It's kind of a non-stick approach because so many of us, we just want codependency. And we put the weight of our world on someone's shoulders and no one can sustain the weight of your expectations, right? And I'm someone, I used to fail at that all the time, meeting my own fucking needs. And there are some needs that are a little more challenging than others for me to meet. But overall, I have learned, if I can't meet my need, how to communicate it in a healthy way. Hey, I have a need here, right? And I'd really appreciate it if you could help me to accomplish this, whatever that may be. So communication is a big thing. But I'm very proud of myself because, again, throughout this journey, I'm now seeing healthier, more whole and complete people. And I know for sure that even though maybe I find some attraction with somebody or I'm thinking, this person's there, if they don't respond, I'm like, okay, well, that's surface. And I know that I truly want someone that's not just good on the outside, but has done the work on the inside. It is so important to me to maintain my sense of peace, tranquility. I want someone that brings peace to my life, not more drama, not more bullshit. And I'm not trying to heal nobody other than myself. And I'm compelling you to try and do the same thing, especially if you're sitting there fucking down, depressed, putting out all your fucking dirty laundry, right? That's what I call it. Airing out your dirty laundry on social media has got to be the most fucking punk ass shit you could do, right? No one loves me. Why would they? Clearly you don't love yourself. It's a tough fucking truth around here, motherfuckers. It's the hard fucking truth. Tough love around here. And people do need to toughen up. It's a tough world, man. You're right. Right? If you don't love yourself, why the fuck would anybody love you? Think about it. Like, step away from your emotions. If you're the kind of person that's always putting out your dirty fucking laundry, right? And when I say dirty laundry, all of the bad things that have happened, right? You're putting people on blast, or maybe you don't put them specifically, but if you're referring to heartbreak and this, people that know who you've been with or who you were married to or who you're in a relationship with, and you're putting out all this dirty laundry about how terrible they are or how they've mistreated you or whatever, guess what? That shit's gonna come back on you. It always does. And it's not attractive. Like, other people aren't like, oh, wow, this is attractive. It's a reflection of yourself. I hope you realize that. And even if you step back, imagine yourself, right, being someone looking for a partner. Does that shit attract you? Airing out all your dirty laundry? Are you like, if you see someone like, I need help, mayday, 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 my fucking partner's an asshole, they fucking suck, they abandoned me, they're a piece of shit, they're a cheater, they're a liar, they're a this, blah, blah, blah. If you were looking for a partner, is that the person you'd want to fucking go mess with? Some of you, I don't know, maybe you're going to say yes to that shit. You're that desperate because you got no discipline. You got no self-worth. But think about it. I know I'm breaking down some of you. I know this message reaches people, that you guys are in the fucking dark, in the shadows, and that's good, right? I'm in the dirt, motherfuckers. I like reaching you people that don't like my shit, but you're watching it, and that's the beautiful thing. As long as I know motherfuckers still watching this, I'm gonna give the message, right? I don't rehearse this shit. I don't practice this shit. I'm just speaking in the flow of universal energy. I know I have a message, and my message comes through what? My experience of this life, right? And I have I've experienced a lot of shit, man, a lot. The highest of highs, the lowest of lows, grief, loss, everything, man. Addictions, recovery, you name it. I've probably experienced it. And I'm not trying to make myself out to be better than anybody. It's not about that. right? And those of you that think, this guy's just always fucking bragging, well, that's a fucking loser's mentality, right? We're better than that, right? Than always having to say, this guy, if he's just always talking about himself, he's always trying to fucking flex and this, that. I'm proud of myself. And I don't need you to be proud of me. I don't need you to see me. I don't need you to validate me, because all I'm doing is examining my results, right? And I know my results are fucking legit. They ain't fake, right? I'm not fucking walking around pretending to be something I'm not. I used to. And that's how I could be so real in 22, is because I know what it is to fake, to wear the fucking masks in order to get what? Acceptance. And that's because I got major experiences in my past, right? That were neglect, reject, right? And it sucks, abandonment issues. But I'm healing those things. And the way I'm healing those is by really creating the relationship, the dream relationship. Think about the greatest relationship. Write this shit down, man. This is the journaling I do every day. If some of you guys don't know how to diary or journal, whatever you want to call it, this is what I do, right? What do I want? What do I hate? What do I love? What's my perfect partner? Right? And just you start writing this shit down. And then you look in the mirror and say, I need to become this person. Because who the fuck do you think you are that you get to stay broken, depressed, and anxious, and low self-esteem, low self-worth, and you're going to have this person show up and fix you? That's not fair to that person. If the person is fucking healthy, secure, loving, kind, why the fuck do they want to spend all day fixing you? You got to fix yourself, motherfuckers. It's self-rescue in 22, right? Ain't nobody coming to your fucking rescue. Trust me. You even have a real 911 situation. It's tough to even get the cops to show up fucking quick enough. Some police departments, fire departments are better than others. I respect them all. But guess what? They're strained. They're stressed. Their fucking resources are stretched. There's a million other motherfuckers calling upon the fucking system for help. So it's not about them. But at the end of the day, how self-sufficient can you become, right? How self-dependent can you become? And that's not you saying, I don't need nobody in my life, right? I am somebody that the more that I've cultivated a healthy relationship with myself, I have a beautiful community of people that come in every single day into my life that I didn't have a year ago. I could say that I was in a relationship and I didn't have a support system. Real people, real motherfuckers that give a shit about me, right? Like-minded people on the same fucking path of healing and growth and expansion and embracing fucking challenge every single day, day in and day out, saying, I don't give a fuck how hard this shit gets. I ain't giving up. And there's some days it gets really fucking hard, you guys. But I ain't giving up. And they ain't found a way to take me out yet, because guess what? This motherfucker's hard to kill. And I'm challenging you to do the same. And you got to start doing it today. You got to start doing it now, motherfuckers, right now. Because you know the drill. Results kill excuses. It's all on me. Craig's out.